Are you one of those that likes to sleep on soil and eat grass for dinner? Or are you one of those that likes to eat delicious gold flake slices of pizza while drinking wine made of the sweat of the proletariat masses that made that pizza? Choose, because that is the question of the day. Not really. You should be on side one, obviously, if you're here. So, yeah. Hello, and welcome to the Globe Junkie. It's the perfect place to find travel tips, travel guides, travel opinions for things that other people probably wouldn't talk about, unless they would. But let's just say they don't. Including how to travel while broke. This is for those of us that really need to budget while traveling. We may not be like brokety broke. Not broke is my heart, just a little bit on the edge. Lower middle class even with a tinge of poverty. This is for you. Let's learn how to budget while traveling. Still have the best trip, but save money while we're at it. That's all we're here for. So that's what we're going to talk about today. How to travel when you're broke AF. You have to first ask yourself, is this the video for you? You already clicked, you're already here, you should watch. But maybe you're rich. Maybe you have money, you don't even need to think about the concept of budgeting. What a dream. In that case, I don't really know why you're here, because yeah, you saw the title, it's very obvious, it was very clear. But yeah, just enjoy, subscribe, all that shit, give me money. So the first question you need to ask yourself is, how many places do I really need to see? See, in thinking about traveling cheaply, you really have to investigate how you travel in the first place, how you plan a trip. So, a lot of us, we're maybe shallow, maybe a little bit ignorant. We think about a location, we think about really one or two places. We don't really know much else. Those places you could see as must view, must visit, must see, whatever you want to call it. Think, for instance, of Egypt. A lot of people, they think about Egypt, the first thing that comes to mind, what is it? Come on, answer, you know, look at my pretty earrings. It's the pyramids. So for a lot of people, a trip to Egypt might literally just be about the pyramids. However, if you know a little more, you might want to tack on more things. Temple of Edfu, Abu Simbel, Karnak Temple, Valley of Kings and Queens. So that's where you have to really think about what is more important to see. You might want to visit all those places, but the pyramids is still your top one. So, what's really worth spending the money on? You know what I mean? Is it okay to sacrifice Edfu and Abu Simbel for the pyramids? Or would you rather enjoy all of it? Think about it this way, and this is not to sway you anyway, but some of the big tourist sites might actually turn out to be letdowns. You could think of high costs, a lot of people, large crowds, and if we're being honest, especially the pyramids, you could get scammed. You could be kind of hassled. So these are also factors. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm not saying that's a good excuse not to go, but just to keep in mind, the time is a big consideration. Obviously, you can only devote so much time to traveling, and that will really impact how much money you can spend, all that shit. So, think about it one way. If you stay a place longer, you can maybe spend more money. You maybe have saved more money knowing that you'll stay longer. If you're going to a place for only a short period of time, you probably don't want to spend as much money. However, it can also be flipped. If you're going to go to one place, let's say 6 months in one city or country, you might really need to proportion things. Because okay, this is this month, this is that month, I have all this to look forward to, I can't spend so much money right now. Versus if you're only going for 2 days, you can just splurge, if that's what you want to do. So it kind of goes both ways, but it is an important consideration. How much money you have affects how much you should expect to spend, how much you'll need to spend on staying, on doing things, stuff like that. So it is a really big consideration to think about. Now, yours truly, I tend to be more of the fast-paced breed of traveler. That means that I usually only stay in one particular city about a week, depending on the situation, depending on how many things there are and things there are to do. So that's something to consider, how many things can you actively see in one place? How long should you spend there? That affects how long you need to pay for this or that. How many activities means how many things you have to pay for. And knowing this about yourself will help you prepare these trips. Knowing that, I'm going to stay here for 6 months because I just like to relax, slow pace way of travel. Or I'm only going to be here for 3 days because I want to do all these action things. I want to see site after site after site. So those are important to think about. Site after site after site means ticket after ticket after ticket, more money. Staying in a place a long time, probably that was spread out, but you have to pay for lodging for a long period of time. So they also both have their pros and cons. So putting this plus the things you need to see together is how you formulate your trip, how you can start to budget. So, with all that being said, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this video. Bratwurst und Kartoffelbrei. Meat and potatoes, damn son. Nah, but in all seriousness, the real meat and potatoes of this video is places to stay. Now, I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of different things that you'll spend money on traveling, but I decided to choose this one to be the topic because it's probably the most important thing. You really just need to sleep somewhere. Like I did that analogy about sleeping on grass. Nobody wants that shit. We want beds, we want linen, we want comfort. So how do we get it if we're broke? So my first option I will present to you today, probably my favorite, would be hostels. So hostels, I don't really know for sure, but I get the feeling they're not so big here in the US. But overseas, it's a great option. Now, hostel, the name is like the hotel, except it's S tier, so hostel. But yes. The thing with hostels that you have to consider is that if you really want them good prices, you need a shared room. Hostel rooms can be in dormitory style. They have private rooms, but private is more expensive. Though I would still say cheaper than hotel. Now the downside, because of course there has to be a downside to staying in a hostel, is that because it's a shared room, you're really subject to a lot of variables depending on what kind of travelers stay there. You could get some real assholes, some weirdos, just some crazy shit. Trust me, I know. Another good point about hostels is a lot of them have a lot of things for tourists, including tours, just some brochures, some maps. A lot of them will have free breakfast, free Wi-Fi. A lot of them can do free laundry. Maybe not free laundry, but laundry services. A lot of them have like a pool table, some shit like that. So there's a lot of options, Hostels, don't sleep on hostels, man. Sleep in hostels, not on hostels. That's the quote. The second option I want to present is couchsurfing. So couchsurfing is an app and also a site where basically for a subscription, a monthly and or yearly subscription, you get access to a bunch of people around the world that you can either host yourself, you can stay with, or just meet up for free. For our purposes, we're going to obviously talk about getting hosted by someone. And think about that, just on principle, it's free. You get a place to stay, many nights, potentially, for free. Now, there's obviously a lot more to it than that. A lot of people on couchsurfing don't really like this whole idea of it being a free hotel. I don't agree with it either. So don't view it that way. Like, yeah, you save money, and yeah, I'm including it in this video. But couchsurfing is more of an option to not only save money, but to meet people. Meet locals perhaps, most of the time locals. Get that experience while traveling, while getting a place to stay. Something that can give your trip a little bit more character is to think about these sort of work travel programs. Now, the ones I'm going to mention specifically are Workaway and Woof. I'm going to put them together because they have some similarities. But to differentiate, Woof stands for Worldwide Organization of Organic Farmers. So basically what you're doing, you volunteer to work on a farm, you don't get paid, you work on someone's farm. It could be anything, farm related. So it could be animals, could be planting, could be construction, could be maintenance, stuff like that. Usually, since by nature it's a farm, it'll be in a rural area of the country. You get room and board for free. That's the thing. You get meals, you get to stay for free. All they ask is that you help out in some farm labor, usually a few hours a day. So it's not for everyone, but it is a good option if you're physically fit enough, if you have an interest in those things. Even if not, it's a good experience. It's a different side of the country. Now, Workaway is similar to Woof, except that it's not solely restricted to farming. So Workaway, there are farming options, but there's also hostels, there's teaching, there's even just sitting, house maintenance. So there's a lot of options for basically volunteer work. And it's the same basic premise. You volunteer somewhere, you get to stay there for free, you get meals. All you do is help them with work a few hours a day. Some Workaways are actually paid. Now, they never really pay things that are gonna change your life, but little salaries, so that doesn't hurt either. The most extreme thing that I've seen people do, and I've met people that do this is for the hardcore travelers, the pros. is just living on the streets. Like basically, they'll take their backpack, bring a sleeping bag with them, maybe bring a little tent, find like a little city park, or just anywhere where it's kind of green, maybe on a hill away from city center, and just pitch the tent, pitch the sleeping bag, sleep for the night. So that's saving you any kind of money on any kind of lodging, you know. And yeah, you have to carry it around, and you're sort of subjected to whatever the city is like at night. But you might also see a different side of the city. Maybe not the best side, but a side. So keep that in mind as well. Well, that was a lot of options. But now I think it's about time I gave my opinions on them. My opinion. The only one that truly matters on this channel. See, we're a dictatorship. Shout out Stalin. I don't know why I looked away. Like, I feel like if I look at the camera, like someone's gonna get me. Man's been dead like, what, 70 years or something? But you never know, man. You never know. Alright, but, you know, that's pretty much the gist of it. You know, do you take some trial and error? When I say that, I mean, you know, you can try different things, like try to travel like luxuriously, try to travel brokely, live on the streets, live in the resorts, see what fits you better, move fast, move slow, see what fits you better, and take it from there. You know, these are just some ideas for the broke among us, of which I'm a part. Ugh. So yeah, take with it what you want. Make the best. And yeah, so that's the video. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. This is my first real video on this channel for wherever this channel goes from here. This will always be the first one. So let me know if this is interesting. I'm still, you know, obviously working on things with the tone, with how I want to present things, the shooting and everything. So hopefully if anyone sticks around, you know, it'll just improve and improve later on. This is, even as I mentioned, trial and error. This video is a trial and error. So I appreciate feedback, you know, hopefully, you know, good constructive feedback, nothing like threatening my life or calling me trash, but you know, I'll take it, whatever it is. But yeah, thanks for watching and hope you enjoyed, and can't wait to see you next time. Yeah, have a nice day. As they say, keep on traveling, globe unraveling.